The society was established to provide a platform for the education of young Muslims in addition to imbibing Islamic knowledge and ethos in the Muslim world as well as in the mosques.
Yeah, this year, 2023, the society is celebrating 100 years of the society's existence. Joining us in the studio to speak further on the 100 years celebration of the society. Some may call it centenary celebration, is Imam Abdurrahman Ahmad, National Missionaire of Ansarrud Society of Nigeria. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Also, in the studio, we have with us Dr. Are Ademola Sani, National President of Ansarrud Society of Nigeria. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, still joining us for the conversation is Dr. Adebayo Ibrahim Yusuf, the Deputy President of Ansarrud Society of Nigeria. We're glad you could join us.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Okay, so
go ahead.
Let's begin the conversation, and of course this will be directed at the National Mission of Ansarrud Society of Nigeria, Imam Abdurrahman Ahmed. The Ansarrud Society of Nigeria is celebrating a centenary celebration. From just taking a look at you, I know that the society is much more older than you. So could you please tell us what informed this society, and who is behind the Ansarrud Society?
Well, thank you very much. First, I would say that Islam is basically about knowledge. You can't be a good Muslim without knowledge. In fact, the first verse of the Quran to be revealed is about knowledge. It's about reading, it's about exploring, it's about researching, it's about discovery. So in the Nigeria of the 20s, the colonial Nigeria, education, especially Western education, became a tool not only for empowerment of individuals, but also for the development of the country as it was then. Unfortunately, education was brought into this, Western education was brought into this country by the missionaries. And the majority of Muslim children then suffered some disadvantage because they were required to change their names and change their faith before they could access Western education. Then, this was what motivated the founders of Ansarrud, young people, almost all of them below the age of 30, to resolve to found and fund a Western style school that would not, put the Muslim child at a disadvantage. Okay. It was open to Muslims and non-Muslims. So I will say in summary, the motivation for the establishment of the Ansarrud was to create opportunity for young Muslims who intend to pursue Western education without losing their faith or without having to compromise their faith.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, there, Missionaire. Dr. Are, besides the issue of education, not wanting the Muslim youth to lose their identity and also losing their faith, what other objectives is Ansarrud? What are the other objectives of Ansarrud Society of Nigeria?
Thank you very much. In addition to the issue of education, the propagation of Islamic religion is also paramount in the minds of the founders. And this was also pursued along with Western education. As they were setting up the primary schools and secondary schools, they also ensured that madrasat, that is classes to teach Islamic knowledge were also established. Another intention of the founding fathers was to ensure that the future of this country is not jeopardized, because education is power, education is everything. And consequently, they also ensure that not only Muslim children are given this education, but also other children who are Nigerians, irrespective of your faith or creed or whatever. And I want to believe that that has contributed tremendously to the development of this nation as we have it today. In the political sphere, in the administrative sphere, and in the military, whatever, you found children or top men today who have gone through the Ansarrud educational system. And we are grateful to God that the intention of the founding fathers have been met to a certain extent.
Okay.
We are here to continue to ensure that it thrives.
Okay.
I can see the color green, you know, on everyone here, and the white, that's your dress code in the Ansarrud society. It's important that people, you know that, yes, that's what you guys represent. And it's also the color of Nigeria, so it means that you're promoting the country and, of course, the values that we have in this country. So I'd like to get to you, Dr. Adebayo Yusuf. It's been 100 years of this society. Beautiful. I'm sure you have some major achievements you want to talk to us about. And then what has been the challenges over the years, too?
Thank you very much. To add to what the president and the mission have said so far, you see, apart from the mosque and the schools, primary school, Ansarrud has secondary schools, teacher training colleges, college of education. I said now we have a university at Ofa, which is called Summit University. We improve on the visions and the missions of the founding fathers. Go to our schools, you will discover that our school is at par with other private schools and with minimal fee, so that the less privileged families can benefit from our educations. At the same time, to divert from educations, we also, because Ansarrud is a society, we have members from across the globe. We have members. There's no state going in Nigeria now that you don't see Ansarrud. We also empower our members, our indigent members. We empower them with the little money that members contributed to make sure that they have tangible living. You know, economic power is very important. Not everybody has a skilled job. So we in Ansarrud, we try as much as possible to empower our members so that they can be useful in societies.
But what about the challenges that she asked?
The challenges
the society is facing or has faced? How have you been able to overcome these challenges?
Well, you know, the challenges is enormous. You know, at the time of establishing the society, the economy is not as bad as it is now. And that is why we want to divert from feasibility, because Ansarrud is not being funded by any governmental, it is being funded by members. That is our contribution. So now we want to be having investment that we use to support the mosque and all our institutions. Finance is our challenge.
Okay.
Because members, because we can't depend on members' contributions. So right now we're trying to have investment where we'll be generating money to fund our activities.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Yusuf, for that. Dr. Yusuf, thank you very much for your contribution. Let's come back to the missionary now, Imam Ahmad. You want to celebrate the 100 years of Ansarrud. What exactly are you celebrating?
Well, if you say celebration, yes, we claim it. It's celebration. It's more of a gratitude and review of progress made so far, and charting a course for the next century. That's essentially we set out to do. For instance, it's been 100 years. 100 years. You spoke about green, white, green.
Yeah.
Yeah, it predated Nigeria.
Okay.
That's who we have been, and it's also visionary. I think Nigeria copied us. Okay.
That's interesting.
Yes. But you know, seriously speaking, we are a faith-based organization. As faith-based organization, we have a very important role to play in the development and peaceful coexistence of this country. So we are, the whole issue of celebrating the centenary is focused on exploring ways, you know, of contributing more to this very core and vital area. It is to that extent that we have brought, you know, the program of national dialogue to Abuja. You know, we're based in Lagos. We have always been contributing to national discourse, and we have been very responsible civic members of the society, you know, contributing to our civic duties. You see, for instance, one of the challenges that we have in this country today is the question of, you know, religious harmony.
So how do we promote that?
Okay, that's part of the things we are showcasing. I like to tell you that Ansarrud is proud to showcase some of its educational achievement. And I like to say this in retrospect. The immediate past governor of the central bank, the immediate past, Emefiele is a product of Ansarrud. He actually started his education at the Ansarrud primary school.
Oh, right.
Of course. So nobody required him to change his name or change his faith. And there are so many people
that went through your schools.
That went through our school, and they are making very important contributions to national development right now, across sectors, in the military, in politics, in the industries.
Brilliant. But I'd like to stay with you on that. You know, there's this you know, perception about the Ansarrud society that you know, most of your members are Yorubas. You just mentioned that you're based in Lagos.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, once you mention Ansarrud, oh, Muslims that are Yorubas are mostly part of the society that get to benefit. Is that true?
No, that's very erroneous. Of course, Emefiele is not Yoruba. The late Bilkisu Yusuf, of course, Bilkisu Yusuf is a veteran journalist. He's once edited the trusts and so on and so forth. Went to the Ansarrud primary school in Kano. Ansarrud primary school in Kano. So we have members. In fact, earlier on,
okay, the headquarters is in Lagos.
The headquarters is in Lagos, but we have branches even in the east.
Okay.
As we speak, we have a branch, a masjid, a mosque in Abakaliki. We have in Owerri. We have in Edo, you know, in Auchi to be precise. So it's the fact that we are headquartered in Lagos does not mean that it is, you know, a Yoruba. You can have many Yoruba members, but you have also non-Yoruba members.
Do you have non-Yoruba members at the helms of affairs in Ansarrud?
Yes, at the local level. Because our constitution requires that before you hold certain positions, you have to be residents, you know,
in Lagos.
Why? Now, because then communication was not this easy.
Okay.
You see, unlike now that we're in the digital age, and you can virtually do anything from anywhere.
Okay.
For the progress of the society, for coordination, those who hold offices at the national level are required, to be residents in Lagos. Not necessarily indigenous of Lagos, but residents in Lagos.
Okay, okay. Let's move to Dr. Are Ademola. And you have a question for him, because I just want to ask him a question.
Please go ahead.
Okay, I would just want to find out what is the significant thing that the society will be doing that Nigerians need to know or remember during this your celebration.
Thank you very much. I just want to quickly address an issue just mentioned by the National Missioner, and that is the issue of officers being required to be in Lagos. I think that has changed.
Okay.
Yes, it was done that way in those days when communication was a problem. But as of today, where we have this digital development, you can be anywhere and have conference meetings and all that. The new constitution has now said officers of society, even at the highest level, can come from any part of this country.
Okay.
I just want to make that correction.
Clarification, okay.
Now, two, I must also heard that today we are going into the health sector. Already we have clinics, but we are building modern hospitals. As a matter of fact, the deputy governor represented the governor to open one of our top-level health institution in Akoka area of Lagos State.
Okay.
And at Imashai in Ogun State, we also have standard hospital there. During my tour, during the centenary, I was at Ayekwe, I think in Oshu State, yes. And we have a very, very big hospital also constructed. All this in an effort to ensure that, because government cannot do everything, and we as faith-based organization, we believe we must assist government in reaching our people, especially with the recent efforts of this present administration, where healthcare is being prioritized. We believe we must also assist in that direction. Okay. Now, things that we also, which we are doing, but we intend to intensify, is to ensure, yes, you are right to some extent, that majority of members of Ansarrud are Yoruba people, because probably the mission started right inside the Yoruba territory. But today, we are encouraging our missioners, and that's why things are changing. In those days, you have missioners that probably don't have much of sound Western education. But today that is changing. We encourage them to preach their sermons in Yoruba, in English, and most importantly also in Hausa, so that our branches in the north can attract more members. Because what is important is that if you are talking and I can't understand what you are saying, there is no point. So we are encouraging our missionaries now to ensure that the relevance to the area in which they are operating, if you are in Igbo land,
speak Igbo.
Speak Igbo to preach your sermons. And that's the dimension we are taking into it now, so that we can have much of other Nigerians to be members of the society.
All right, thank you, Dr. Sane. Because of time, quickly, let's just get to Dr. Yusuf. Now, you're having a 100-year celebration. Where is this happening? Is this still in Lagos? And then what are the activities lined up for?
Okay, thank you very much. The centenary commences about 3 months back. As the president said, we have branches all over the country. The man was in Austin in US, was in London. The president has traveled to Oyo, Osun, Lagos, Lome. That is the Republic of Benin. So the grandfather and I will be having a dialogue in Abuja on Tuesday at International Conference Centers to do a dialogue of where we invite the...
That's next week Tuesday.
Next week Tuesday. We invite the President and Commander-in-Chief to be our special guest of honor. The former Emir of Kano will be the chairman of the day. After that, then we'll go to Lagos on the 21st, which is the Founders Day, to do the grand final. We're going to we're going to give awards to those that have been assisting the society and the work of Allah. I think that at the same time again, we open a mosque, a new mosque at the university, and we lay foundations, a summit Senate building foundations of 2.5 billion, which will be donated to the universities. Those are the things we intend to do for the.
So it's a week-long program.
No, more than a week. We are July.
Since July. Okay.
So we're running it up now with the dialogue here in Abuja on Tuesday. But today we are going to commission a new mosque in Gwarimpa.
Today?
Like Abuja, we have mosque in all the area council.
Okay.
We have in Bagbalada, we have in Kubwa, we have in Buhari, we have in Matama. So we are commissioning a new one in Gwarimpa today.
And then you mentioned Jia University. How many billion?
2.5 billion. Senate building.
Oh, Senate building.
Yeah.
How did you source that money? From members?
Donations from members.
Oh, wow, great.
Okay, let's come to
the missioner. This society is a big society,
Yeah,
I must say. You know, you've talked about what you're doing in the education sector, and then the way you're rounding up your centenary celebration. It shows that you're actually committed to the education sector. But, you know, because you're a faith-based organization, like you've said, what have you done, you know, in terms of passing the right message, you know, I mean, to your followers about tolerance, about, you know, the values that could keep us as one, and then what are you doing? Because I know that Nigerians, you know, we are drawn to our religions. We hold it dear. So, as a society, have you been able to get Nigerians to think about one Nigeria and to tolerate, you know, people from other faiths?
We have done much more than we have said. And I'll give you just examples to answer your question. You see, our main masjid, our main mosque in Lagos, the Alakoro Mosque, which is share a fence with the Methodist Church. You know, we share the same fence. So, and no matter how much you preach peaceful coexistence, tolerance, I mean, nothing speaks more than actually seeing, you know, in real terms, tolerance. That's number one. Number two, by our policy in educating all without discrimination, we also preach, you know, show example of how to live, you know, harmoniously in spite of our religious differences. And of course, you see, because Yoruba land essentially, you find within the same family people of different faiths. Of course, Ansarrud has contributed to social cohesion like no other faith-based organization, because whereas we take our faith, our Islam, very, very seriously, of course, we have never, you know, had any conflict, any loggerhead with any other faith in this country. And of course, we have consistently, you know, emphasized to our members that without peace, there will be no development. And without peaceful coexistence, even the practice of our religion itself, various religions will be impossible.
Without peace, there will be no existence. Without peace, there will be no coexistence. Thank you very much for that message. But I want the last parting shot from the president, Dr. Are Ademola Sani. What message do you have for Nigerians?
Well, first, let me say this. As part of our own contribution for cohesion and understanding between the various faiths, when we do our conference every 3 years, we invite other faith leaders of other faiths to address us at the conference. Okay. The last one we did in Lagos, the CAN chairman in Lagos State came in and addressed us, and that's the policy of the society in order to ensure cohesion and peace between the different religious organizations. Now, the message I have for Nigerians is that, as the missioner have just said, without peace, there can be no development. We must learn to tolerate each other. We must learn to understand each other. God had made us to come together in this country, knowing that we have different languages. He knows what he's doing. And we can take a